Chapter 1. Runa alerts 3 seconds before the stranger knocks, coming to her feet, her white ruff snapping to attention and her lip curling in a low growl. The tiny hairs on the back of my neck mimic hers, rising as though electricity is charging them. "Down, girl," I tell the wolf hybrid. I suspect it's Esmeralda from the reaction, but Corbin perched in my open window this morning and let loose a hair-raising caw before lifting into the lavender shade of dawn. The raven is an omen hunter, a messenger. Since that rude awakening, I've been waiting for the sign his appearance denotes. Upon opening the door, my morning tea still in hand, I understand his warning. Thankfully, it's not Esmeralda. Relief wars with curiosity as I regard the dark-haired stranger on my front stoop. With eyes the color of oak moss, he nods and offers a slightly stunned, if not odd, look. Morning. I get that a lot, thanks to my thick black hair, violet eyes, and pale complexion. Esme used to enroll me in local beauty pageants when I was a girl, and I hated every moment of them. The ribbons I won went up in flames the day my father died, and my stepmother became my enemy in more ways than one. My cousin Belle has been working her magic to set me up with men on Fairytale Love, a dating site she claims has made over 1 million successful matches. I assume this is one of the latest to see my profile. Bold of him to show up in person. Sorry, not interested. Apologies, then. His voice is laced with a brogue. Scottish? Heard you might be in need of an ornamenter. Handyman. Must have heard wrong, eh? Yep, a Scot, and a handsome one at that. Wait, I say as he turns. Are you applying for the farmhand position? The Story Cove Pumpkin Festival is this weekend. Hayrack rides, corn mazes, a rubber ducky derby, face painting, pony rides, all kinds of handmade crafts, and, of course, food. The festival is known far and wide for the all-town event, and a big draw is my orchard, a bushel and a peck. My regular farmhand and jack-of-all-trades, George, is out with a bad back, and I'm up to my ears in jobs that need doing. The Scot gives a curt nod. Been on the road a while, but was passing through and stopped at the diner. Saw your flyer, asked around. Folks said you're good people. Did they now? This time of year I'm quite popular. Other times some believe I'm working spells and holding rituals. They're correct, but I don't tell them that. Could be he thinks I jest, but his intelligent eyes tell me otherwise. Could use a place to stay, and I'm good with animals. His gaze goes to Runa. The dog wags her tail. She, too, is taken in by an attractive face. Her partner, Farron, the wolf who haunts my woods, wouldn't care for it, I bet. The Pumpkin Festival is in 2 days, and plenty of tourists are already here. The event keeps the farm in the black for the next year, so it's all hands on deck. The work is hard, days long. Name's Broden, Clan Campbell. He offers a hand. I'm no stranger to hard work. His tanned skin and calloused hands speak to that. A black kitten peeks around his booted ankle. Motioning for him to come closer, I lean down as if to whisper in his ear. His breath catches and my nose captures the scent of forest pine and soap. I pause for half a second, meeting his eyes, dissolving in them. He holds my gaze, doesn't glance at the slender scar under my left eye that mars my acclaimed beauty. I smile, and as he returns it, I yank out a few strands of his hair. He yelps, jerks back. What's that about now? The kitten hisses. I make no pretense about being a witch around town, but if he's only passing through, he may not know it. Need to check if your intentions are true. Inside, I drop the strands into my cauldron, watching the smoke as it rises. The misty vapor turns green like his eyes. True intentions, it appears. But there are 3 flecks of silver threaded in the green. I watch as they spin and dance, representing 3 secrets our handsome Scotsman is hiding. Everyone has skeletons in their closet, confidences and private matters that are no one's business. I care little about those. Back on my porch, my "you're hired" has to wait. I find Runa growling, both man and dog facing the drive's wide horse gate, still closed to the public. Esme is there, red lips curling in a smirk. She's dressed in a long woolen coat to fight off the late October chill. All around her the grass is touched with hoarfrost, making her dark hair and bold makeup stand out even more. Lovely morning, isn't it? My rescue animals, led by Sweet Pea, an old English baby doll sheep, crowd forward at the pasture fence. If loose, they'd be ready to take her on. Broden's kitten hops through the frosty grass to join them, her black hair spiking along her spine and her tiny mouth issuing hisses. I like this cat. Call off your beast. Esme's eyes are on Broden, even though she's speaking to me about Runa. Or maybe she's aware my sheep, pygmy goat, and miniature pony are glaring at her with aggression in their eyes. Petty of me, but I enjoy the fact the farm's animals despise her as much as I do. I don't hush Runa, but scratch her behind one ear. Good girl, I say. To Esme, what do you want? Besides everything you stole from me? Her smirk turns full-blown, red lips against starling white teeth. Get off my property. She rolls her large, dark eyes. Kidding. I came to offer my help during your busiest season of the year. I heard about George. I laugh out loud. You're the last person I'd accept help from. How Dad could have ever loved her is beyond me. Her face turns serious. Isn't it time to bury the hatchet, Snow? You mean the one you sank in my back? I moved to stand next to the Scot. I have all the help I need, thanks. He doesn't so much as blink. He and Runa flank me and the other animals move closer as well, the wire fence barely restraining them. The kitten returns to perch next to Broden's foot. I see. She looks him over and attempts a flirty smile, but it's still a smirk under the apple-red lipstick. I feel him tense slightly, and Sweet Pea baws. A soft scoff at our dwarf protectors echoes in the air between us, but my stepmother knows as well as I do she wouldn't stand a chance against even the tiniest. Frost, my silver pygmy hedgehog, riding on the back of Percival, the goat. Well, if you change your mind, silly girl. Waving, she whirls, her black boots clacking on the stones my father laid as a path from the tree-studded drive to the old porch. Over my dead body, I grumble. Customers are already pulling into the parking lot, eager to load up on bushels of apples, gallons of cider, and fresh turnovers. I pet Runa's head, nod at Sweet Pea, and face my new farmhand. Stow your stuff in the barn for now. We'll figure out sleeping arrangements and pay later. Yes, ma'am. He shifts his backpack higher on his shoulder. I'm grateful to ye. I tilt my chin at the approaching customers. A mother has brought her 2 kids, both begging to go to fairytale land before they pick out pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns. An elderly couple has their own totes to fill. Open the gates, keep everyone off Magic Mama, pick up all her apples from the ground and bring them to the press. Your first lesson starts in 10 minutes. Magic Mama? The enchanted tree? I point west to the hill where my oldest dwarf Apple resides, her branches in their zenith overlooking the farm. The sun lights up her beautiful leaves and reflects off the fruit hanging from her. She's the secret to our success. Curiosity enters his eyes. Enchanted, huh? Eek! A cry and a crash ripple across the place. Heavens, what is that doing here? Bramble, my manager and baker, has jumped off the path from the store to the house and dropped a half bushel of apples. They roll everywhere. She shakes a fist at an unseen culprit. You've jinxed my day. The black kitten hightails past, heading for the pasture where Sweet Pea and the other rescues have wandered to. Snow! Bramble cries, glancing my way. Best to keep your pet away from my manager, I tell Broden. She fears black cats. Confusion knits his brows. The wee one? Not be mine, I'm afraid. You sure? We helped Bramble retrieve apples. It showed up with you. Broden shakes his head. I've not seen her before. Thought she was yours. One by one, we place the fruit into the basket, and Bramble frowns at our new employee. Either way, she needs to go. No good can come from a black cat being on the premises. As she marches away before I can properly introduce them, I shrug at Broden's quizzical look. We should get to work, I say.